Chloe, dressed in her sexy clothes, lists her experiences of how to speak, touch and handle hands satisfactorily to serve her customers. Soon, Chloe is ready for another day at work. Meanwhile, Catherine, a gynecologist, watches a couple interact from her office window. Catherine is married to David, a university professor who is in New York teaching some students. A student invites David to dinner and get to know the city along with the others. David appreciates the invitation, but informs him that he needs to catch a flight home because it's his birthday. Catherine is at home preparing a surprise party for David. The phone rings. David says he missed his flight home and will be late. Meanwhile, a girl is waiting for him at the side. Catherine is visibly upset and suspects something is wrong. The next day, Catherine wakes up to David at home apologizing. She watches him, says she threw him a surprise party, and bought him a bottle of whiskey as a present. David thanks him and leaves the bedroom, saying he's late and he's going to get coffee on the way. Some time later, Catherine leaves the bedroom, picks up her cell phone and sees a photo of David with a woman named Miranda, thanking him for the night before. Later, Catherine goes out with David and some friends to a restaurant. David talks animatedly with the waitress about wines. Catherine goes to the bathroom irritated and enters one of the stalls, when she hears a woman crying. Catherine asks if she is okay and the woman replies that she is. Then the woman approaches while Catherine watches her in the mirror. The woman asks if she dropped her hairpin. Catherine replies no. The woman stares at her and asks that the object be with her, but Catherine rejects it, informing her that she needs to go back to her husband. In the morning, Catherine is at her office window, when she sees the same woman from the restaurant entering a hotel. In the evening, she decides to go to the hotel bar. The woman from the night before approaches, asking him to buy her a drink. The woman looks at Catherine and says that she doesn't work to satisfy women, but she can work for couples. Catherine looks at the woman and claims her husband will like her. Afterwards, Catherine questions her name. The woman introduces herself as Chloe. Catherine then says that she needs Chloe's help to find out if her husband is cheating on her. The next day, Chloe goes to where David has lunch to try to get closer. David is reading a newspaper when Chloe approaches the table and asks him for the sugar. David hands it over and makes long eye contact with Chloe. Soon, Chloe and Catherine meet. Chloe says that David interacted with her after asked for the sugar. She introduced herself as a student and he was polite. At night, Catherine sees David laughing in the office, exchanging messages on the computer. She walks down the hall when she hears through the half-open door of her son's room that his girlfriend broke up with him. Catherine goes to David's office, tells him that Michael is no longer dating, and asks who David was talking to. David responds that he was talking to one of his students and claims that Michael will be fine. David flirts with Catherine, saying he likes her smile. He thanks her for the whiskey and the birthday party he missed, hugging her. Suddenly, David breaks the hug and says he has to work, causing Catherine to leave the office. The next day, Catherine finds Chloe at a bar. Chloe says that she and David had an intimate moment in a garden. Catherine says Chloe shouldn't have been sexually involved with David. She walks away upset, leaving Chloe behind. Before leaving with her car, Catherine sees Chloe leaving on a bicycle, but she loses her balance and falls to the ground. Catherine brings her briefcase to tend to Chloe's wound, when the blonde slides her stockings all the way down, showing her legs to Catherine, who watches. Chloe looks at Catherine and says she's sorry. Catherine remains calmer and asks Chloe to talk about the date. Chloe talks in detail about how she walked with David in the garden, how they kissed and then had sex in a hidden place. Catherine listens carefully, and as Chloe became involved with David, she asks Chloe to bring all of her exams to her office. At home, Catherine is taking a shower, remembering all the sexual details she heard about her husband's cheating. In the morning, Chloe goes to Catherine's office. She meets Michael and they talk for a while. Chloe walks into Catherine's office, hands her the exams, and makes an appointment meet for later. Next, Michael picks up his tuxedo for his musical performance. In the afternoon, Catherine and Chloe are in a hotel room. Chloe mentions that she found David again. As she recounts the details, Chloe notices how much this turns Catherine on. The conversation ends, and both women head to the elevator. While waiting, Catherine smells a pleasant smell and asks what perfume Chloe is wearing. Chloe takes the product out of her bag, massages it into Catherine's hand, and says it's a lotion. Next, Catherine shares with Chloe her intimate experiences she had with David. Chloe asks if she loves him. Catherine gets emotional and replies that she doesn't know. She walks to an armchair, sits down and starts to cry. Chloe approaches to calm her down, but she doesn't resist and kisses her. Catherine gets scared and leaves. At night, Catherine attends Michael's performance sitting away from David, who watches her strangely. After the performance, David sees Catherine and walks over to congratulate her on her son's success. He kisses Catherine's hands, feels a pleasant smell, and praises her. Quickly, Catherine makes a connection between Chloe and David. Soon, Catherine goes looking for Chloe in the hotel bar. Finding her, she takes Chloe into a bedroom and unbuttons her shirt, asking how David touches her. Chloe is static in her thoughts, but soon she doesn't miss the opportunity to touch Catherine and show how much she wants her. Chloe starts with soft neck caresses, noticing how receptive Catherine is to her touches. Soon, the movements become more intense, the two women become more intimately involved and surrender to pleasure. Later, Catherine and Chloe are in a taxi. Chloe offers her hair clip to Catherine as a gift and says it was her mother's. Catherine is confused, remembering the day they met, and Chloe asked if the hair clip was hers. Chloe shyly says that she used that pretext to get closer to Catherine. The women say goodbye and Catherine enters the house. Upon arrival, David approaches Catherine asking if she has another one. Catherine responds by saying that he doesn't assume he flirts with other women and that he might even be sleeping with one of them. The argument ends with Catherine sleeping on the couch. In the morning, Catherine arrives late for work and finds several messages from Chloe and an email with a picture of them lying in bed. Catherine calls Chloe and asks where she is. Chloe replies that she is in the waiting room. Chloe enters the office with flowers and a smile, but Catherine ignores her, saying that what they had needs to end. Chloe says she liked it and knows that Catherine liked it too. Catherine confirms, but offers Chloe more money so she understands it's over. Chloe says it's not about the money and that what she did was real. Catherine says that what they did was just a business transaction and reinforces that it's over. Chloe leaves the office shaken, but soon thinks of a way to get revenge. She goes after Michael and approaches him, initiating her plan. Afterwards, Chloe texts Catherine that she has broken up with David. Catherine, tired of this whole situation, arranges a meeting with Chloe and, in secret, arranges at the same place with David so that everything is clarified. Catherine is at the agreed location when David arrives. She asks that they give each other a chance to tell the truth. David starts talking about what happened in New York, confessing that he missed the flight to drink with the students, as he didn't want a birthday party. Catherine is annoyed, telling him that she prepared the party for months while he was having sex with one of his students. David denies it, saying he had opportunities, but he didn't cheat on Catherine. Meanwhile, Chloe arrives and sees David and Catherine talking. David looks at Chloe, who recoils in fright. Then David looks at Catherine and asks who the woman was, while Chloe nervously runs away from the scene. Catherine makes a connection between them and realizes that maybe Chloe ran away because she had made up the whole story. David leaves disappointed and not understanding anything. Catherine catches up with David on the street and tells him that she hired the woman to seduce him, as she was suspicious of his fidelity, and further clarifies that, out of insecurity, she ended up getting involved with the woman. David observes Catherine, tries to understand his wife's actions by looking closely into her eyes, and then kisses her. Soon after, David gets into a taxi to go back to work, while Catherine says she'll wait for David at home so they can reconcile. Meanwhile, Chloe, feeling betrayed and thirsting for revenge, goes to Catherine's house and spots Michael. She asks to see the house and asks where his parents' room is. Entering the bedroom, Chloe lures Michael to the bed. She has an intimate moment with him, while looking intently at Catherine's clothes, boosting his libido and obsession with the woman. Catherine arrives home and enters the bedroom, finding Chloe lying in her bed with Michael. As Catherine approaches, Chloe gets up and goes to get dressed, accusing Catherine of having used her and then thrown her away. Angry at feeling used, Chloe grabs her hair clip and injures her own hand. Catherine tries to help her, but Chloe moves the end of the hair clip to Catherine's neck, leaving blood marks. Catherine takes a deep breath and tries to calm her down by asking what Chloe wants. Chloe asks him for a kiss. Catherine relents. Michael overhears the conversation and sees the women kissing. Catherine despairs and on impulse pushes Chloe away from her. Chloe hits her back against the bedroom window, which falls, taking her body with it. Some time later, Catherine throws a party at her house to celebrate Michael's graduation. Time seems to have returned happiness to Catherine's family, but some memories of the past surprisingly still remain.